we're going to make a colour wheel. You can download this template from my website and print it onto lightweight watercolour paper. Around the edge of the wheel we'll paint our primary and secondary colours. The inner area will contain mixes of all three primaries. These mixes are called tertiaries and will be our browns and greys. The colours I've chosen for this colour wheel are cadmium yellow pale hue, cobalt blue hue and cadmium red hue from the Winsor & Newton Cotman range. Have plenty of pigment in the mix so the colour is a good strength, and take the yellow and put it in the square on the 12 o'clock position on the colour wheel. Then paint the other two primaries, leaving 3 spaces between each. When this is finished, we can mix our secondary colours. Secondary colours are a mix of 2 primary colours. We'll start with green, which is a mixture of the yellow and blue. Adjust the mix carefully so that you get a mid-green that is neither too yellow or too blue. Colour in the square centrally between the yellow and the blue. Then mix the red and yellow to make orange and place it centrally between red and yellow, and finally a purple colour placed centrally between the blue and the red. When these are done, the remaining squares can be mixed and filled in. They'll be, for instance, a yellow green, a blue green, a yellow orange and a red orange, a violet and a purple. These need to be mixed and placed into the squares. When this is done, the outer ring of the colour wheel is complete. All we have to do now is fill in the tertiary colours in the centre. Our browns and greys can be made by mixing together colours that are opposite each other on the colour wheel. These colours are called complementaries. Yellow is complementary to purple, it is opposite. So we're going to mix together a greyed yellow, taking a small amount of its complement, the purple, and adding it to the yellow. When this is done, we'll put it just inside the bright yellow on the colour wheel. After this, we will add more purple and put it in the space below, and more purple till it gets into the centre, and then we'll carry it through the centre, keep adding the purple colour until we meet the purple across the other side of the colour wheel. We need to repeat this process for each complement on the colour wheel, the red and the green, the orange and the blue, and so on and so forth. When we have done the mid-ranges, the wheel should look like this, and then fill it in completely with all the other complements, and finally just label it up with our 3 primaries and file it as a reference. You'll notice your single and 2 colour mixes around the perimeter are the brightest. Once you add more than 2 together, you're going to get much duller colours, the tertiaries, which are very brown and grey. Despite the limitations of a 3-colour palette, we've produced a surprising number of mixes. I can see colours in these mixes that resemble the siennas and the umbers that are so useful in landscape painting. You could paint perfectly well with this palette, but it does lack a little variety. The purples are a little disappointing with this mix, and not fiery enough, and we'll definitely need extra colours in our palette.